So this is going to be the most important video that I posted all week. The stock market is setting up for a very lucrative trading opportunity heading into Friday. Based off of what I'm seeing, the market is setting up for a potential bull trap. So I'm going to be giving you the key levels of interest that we are planning to buy put options if we get the red bearish or the trend reversal bearish 30-minute confirmations at these overall levels. I'm going to be walking you through this overall price action analysis. Then towards the end of this video, I'm going to be breaking down the trades that we ended up making today. We went 6 for 7 on the day, making multiple 100% profit returns, buying cheap, low risk, far out of the money option contracts, selling them deep in the money for the biggest percentage gains within the market, the 0 to 8 options. With that being said, let's get straight into the market analysis. So in terms of the overall pattern that I'm seeing, you can see right here, SPY had this red candlestick on the daily chart. SPY had this red candlestick on the daily chart. Then it had a slanted uptrend to the upside. Then it had a slanted uptrend to the upside. And then once it had this gap up right here, towards a very similar level, it ended up having a massive bull trap the next day. And you could see that this daily candlestick gap up, this daily candlestick gap up is nearly identical along with that overall trend that I showed you before with the red candle where it was slanted to the upside. And we are towards a very close resistance level. So with that being said, the main thing in terms of history repeating itself tomorrow for this overall trend, for this overall pattern to potentially work, the SPY needs to maintain under the previous closing price. So as you can see the next day, it had a small breakout above the previous closing price, and then the bulls got trapped instantly, and then it was a very bearish day, trapping the bulls, and ended up dropping straight back down to fill the gap below. So based off of this pattern that I'm seeing, the SPY needs to maintain under the previous closing price. If we are getting red, bearish, 30-minute confirmations from that 553 level, I'm going to be very interested in buying put options with expectation that some of that history, some of that pattern is going to repeat in a similar cycle. So in terms of the first overall game plan, you need to understand that we have major resistance, man. We have major resistance right here at 553.50. We have major resistance right here at 540.87. You can see on this day it went from 540.87. So it gapped up right here. And then the next day it had a small break above that resistance. And then once it dropped back down towards that previous closing price, it had a massive sell to fill the gap. So in terms of the main overall price action analysis, based off the pattern that I showed you, we need to stay below 554 to 554.87, but ideally just under 554. Now, in terms of the ultimate bull trap and in terms of the key breakdown level, where if this cracks, the bears should be in complete control for the day, it should be this level right here. You can see you got support here at 552.32 on the 30-minute chart. Once it cracks this support level, it is a massive flush all the way to 539.69 on the same day. So in terms of that key breakdown support level, for the bears to take full control tomorrow, we need to go under 552. That's what needs to happen. Ultimately, you need to see 553 react as a resistance zone. If it's slightly above that at 554, that's completely fine. But you need to see 554 maintaining resistance. You need to see a drop below 553. And then in terms of the full flush, in terms of the support, right? So you got the resistance towards that 554 to 553 potential. But in terms of the bears are in complete control in the key breakdown support level, which is also close to that resistance for the full flush, 552, man. We go under 552. This is going to get absolutely crushed. And as you can see, we do have a gap that is waiting to fill below at 543.75. So in terms of the game plan for call options, it's going to be buy call options once the gap fills. We have previous resistance right here, along with the bullish green, red, green pattern that has not been retested at 544.20. And then we have the gap that's waiting to fill below right here at 543.75. So once this drops back down to this overall zone, this should be a phenomenal opportunity to scalp call options. Look for the bullish 30-minute confirmations. So in terms of being patient, utilizing these videos along with the unique trading strategies that I'm teaching you, you're going to want to focus on buying call options towards the oversold levels. Wait for the SPY to drop back down to this 544.20 to 543.75, previous resistance to react to support. The green, red, green previous resistance that has not been tested yet drops back down, break and retest, reacts to support, and then the gap close reversal at 543.75. That should be a phenomenal opportunity to buy call options, use green bullish 30-minute confirmations, right? You have to understand we're at extremely overbought levels, but in terms of the bears, to be truly in control for that pattern to repeat itself, we need to maintain under 554. It's got to crack and maintain resistance at the previous closing price. And then in terms of, okay, the level where the bears are in full control, they're not in full control until the support level cracks. 552 needs to crack, react as a resistance, red bearish 30-minute confirmation, massive sell-off. That's what needs to happen for the bears in that history to truly be in control. So remember, we need to maintain under 554. Then once previous closing price, we go into that. That's when it's going to start to really kick in bearish. And then for the full control, massive sell-off to start to fill the gap. Only way that's going to happen tomorrow is if we drop under 552 and form a red bearish 30-minute overall confirmation. That's what you need to look for in terms of the bearish side of things. I'm not the biggest fan in terms of buying at these overall overbought levels. So I gave you the overall strategy in terms of put options. We broke down the daily pattern. We broke down the daily chart. We broke down in terms of what to look for, right? So I'm showing you a potential pattern that can repeat itself. I showed you the pattern. I showed you the resistance. I gave you the overall game plan. Now, in order for it to repeat itself, you have to wait for the 30-minute confirmations to trigger at these levels. So you have to study the price action, be patient, and remember, bears are only in full control when 552 gets taken out. If it does not get taken out, then the bulls are simply maintaining that overall control. And if we're pushing above that 554, then the bulls are really trying to gain control. So just remember, in terms of how this went down last time, not saying it's going to repeat itself, but what I am saying is it could repeat itself in a similar cycle. And if you wait patiently for these levels to trigger with the proper confirmation, that's your confirmation that history is going to repeat itself in a similar fucking cycle, right? So, just remember, we truly need to maintain under that 554, 554.80 max. Now, in terms of a bullish case scenario, if we are not cracking under that 552 level, then we're just overall kind of maintaining bullish throughout the day. Now, in terms of a super bullish day to occur, for a super bullish day to occur, this needs to break above 555 and react and turn that into support. If that can occur, then the next level we're going to go to is 557. The next level above that is going to be a gap breakout. In terms of a gap breakout, you can save these levels for the future. 560.65, you take a stock that gaps down. You can see right here, gap down, take the high of day, 560.55. Once it breaks above that, there's no resistance. It starts to explode up to fill the gap at 565 where the all-time highs are. This is going to be a gap that we are going to be triggering for a gap close reversal with a red bearish 30-minute confirmation. You can also swing trade if you see a red bearish or a trend reversal daily confirmation right before the market closes at that 565 level. So again, this could be more macro price action in a sense to use these levels to bank in the future, man. Patiently wait for these triggers, for these levels to trigger, along with the unique 30-minute confirmations that I've been teaching you with the 10-day 30-minute chart. You should not have a problem consistently making money within the market utilizing this overall information. And in terms of one last thing that I wanted to go over, this is a key support level. So I explained to you the gap breakout, right? When a stock gaps down and you take the high of day, when it breaks above that level, reacts to support, there's no resistance, so it's going to start to fill the gap above. Well, this is the inverse. This is the opposite. This is a gap breakdown. So right here, you take a stock that gaps up, and you can see 549. 549 is key critical support. So you take the low of day from where it gaps up, and this is going to be your make or break. So 549, if this cracks, reacts as a resistance level, red bearish 30-minute confirmation, it's going to flush, no support, head backs to previous resistance, head backs to fill the gap below, and it's going to react as an overall support level down here and bounce. But if this reacts as a resistance and cracks this 549, there is no support. It's floating on thin air. It's going to absolutely flush hard and fill the gap below. So in terms of your true best levels that you need to focus on tomorrow, 554 resistance level, 552 full in control for the bears. It will flush if we get a red bearish 30-minute confirmation. 549 make or break support. Once it goes under, we flush and fill the gap. 544.50 to 543.75 gap close reversal. That is the overall game plan, right? So in terms of that, man, and I gave you other levels as well, just in case that history and pattern does not repeat itself, but you can use all these levels in the near future with the 10-day, 30-minute chart pattern strategy. Now, with that being said, in terms of yesterday's game plan, I made it very clear in terms of buying put options that I only wanted to go with the overbought resistance level. And if you watch that video that I posted yesterday, I made it very clear I was interested in buying put options at 552 and 553. I did end up taking advantage of that game plan, and I made over a 35% return at the speed of fucking light with that game plan. My first trade in terms of my first personal trade on the day, I ended up buying SPY 551 puts at 58 cents a contract at 12:42 p.m. I bought these puts at 12:42 p.m. I sold at the speed of light in 6 minutes at 79 cents. I sold at the exact peak. As soon as they went to 83 cents, I got out on the overall puts, man. That trade was absolutely phenomenal, man. This is when we got in. I'm going to walk you through it, and I'm going to explain to you why it is that I made this trade. It had to do with the game plan as well. I got in right here, and then a couple minutes as soon as I got in, this went from 55 cents all the way to 83 cents at the speed of fucking light. So why puts? It had to do with the game plan that I posted yesterday, so I encourage you to go back and watch that as well. But if you studied the overall price action today using the 10-day, 30-minute chart, everyone should have been green. Today was literally an exact repeat of yesterday. If you just looked at the 30-minute chart, you should have seen all the similarities with these 30-minute green candlesticks, man. So in terms of what I was seeing this 30-minute bullish slanted uptrend. And then I was seeing this 30-minute bullish slanted uptrend. And then as it's having this bullish uptrend, once it hits a key resistance level compared to yesterday, right? So once it hits a key overall resistance level and it forms this like big green bullish candlestick, this big green bullish candlestick, this big green bullish candlestick, the next 30 minutes tends to be a sell-off. So when I noticed it was at nearly 553 and we were extremely overbought, this was just at 543.75, a 10-point move to the upside with a gap to fill below. I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking at this same exact pattern, right? So just compare what you're seeing. Compare this right here to this right here. And then when you get this big green candlestick that looks like this, you see the little tip at the top, it looks identical. You see the little tip at the top, it looks identical. If you're comparing this right here to this right here, if the next 30-minute candlestick starts to open up red and bearish, and we're getting bearish confirmations on the 1 to 5 minute chart as well, you can buy put options into the opening or into the middle of this candlestick because you can see it can have a massive drop once it gets that first red bearish 30-minute confirmation. So by utilizing the game plan and understanding that there was key previous support at 552. There was key previous resistance towards this 553 zone, making it a key level for puts. And then using yesterday's overall 30-minute pattern, I was able to identify that it was going to be a nice scalping opportunity for puts. So that was the overall breakdown in terms of that overall trade on the SPY, man. And then again, I like to break down the 30-minute chart with the 1-minute chart as well in terms of that overall situation, man. If you would have simply looked at the overall 1-minute chart, you can see right here, you had some support right here at 552.48. It cracks support, it forms lower highs, bearish dojis, lower highs, continues to drop, lower highs, bearish, 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 right? So those are more reasons to get in a sense. Now, with that being said, let's get into the rest of the trades that we ended up making. So for those of you who are inside of Team Roar, you are well aware we have a real-time options trade alert system. We've got a 95% win rate. We are printing at the speed of fucking light. Every single morning trading session inside of Team Roar is green. And what we are known for doing is buying cheap, low risk, far out of the money option contracts. We are known for selling them deep in the money for the biggest percentage gains, printing out the speed of fucking light with a 95% win rate. So in terms of the morning trades, let's get straight into it. As you can see right here, the trades that we ended up making in the morning at market open, and just to give you some background in terms of the overall system and how this works, every single day you get access to a game plan. So in terms of the game plan, it's going to tell you the exact levels to go long at. It's going to tell you the exact levels to go short at. The game plan is fucking flawless, man. These are the best game plans you're ever going to see within the market, man. So in terms of the game plan, it was very, very clear to buy the dips as long as we are holding above 544.10. No reason to really go short and buy puts on the overall day unless you're doing a quick scalp, unless we also go under 542. So with that being said, in terms of the overall options trading alert system that we have inside of Team Roar, the first step is to start your positions light. So light that it's not going to affect your account. So when you are trading cheap, low risk, far out of money option contracts, you have to understand, we are putting in our max risk per trade into these contracts. It could be 1% of your account, 2% of your account. Obviously, if you have a smaller account, you're going to have to risk more. But it's a very low barrier to entry. The contracts that we buy are only $50 a contract. And we're selling for the biggest percentage gains within the market, where if you're putting in $50 into a trade, you can quickly flip that to $150 to $200 in a trade, because we trade during the most volatile times of the market. We know how to time the trades very, very well. We're trading during the most volatile times of the sessions, and we are buying cheap, far low risk, out of money option contracts. We're known for selling them deep in the money for the biggest percentage gains within the market. So just as every trader has, they have a max risk per trade. Could be 2% of your account, could be 3% of your account. And with that being said, in terms of what you're putting into these contracts, that is what you lose. So if the contracts expire worthless, they go to zero, you lose your max risk per trade, right? Just as any trader has a max risk per trade, except the difference with us is we don't use a stop loss. The contracts are cheap, low risk, far out of money. There's no stop loss needed. We just let them expire worthless. They're so fucking cheap. Just let them go to fucking zero. We're not taking a massive position size into these contracts. We're not putting in a ton of equity into these contracts. Most traders put a lot of their equity into their trades, so they set a stop loss. And when they get stopped out, that tends to be their max risk per trade. Over here, we do the complete opposite. We buy cheap, far, low risk, out of money option contracts. We put our max risk trade in terms of the entire value of the contracts. If they go to zero, that's what we lose, our max risk per trade. And then we hold the trades, and then the dead plays that drop 50, 60, 70%, they tend to come back to life and go in the money later for bigger percentage gains. So one of the main edges that we have in terms of this real-time options trading alert systems is there is no stop loss. And we also are known for holding our trades for very long periods of time. The dead plays can come back to life at any period of the time. You guys are well aware, we have some very volatile sessions at the market open and then the power hour trading session, right? And in terms of step 2 to the system, the way we increase our winning is to add to winners. When we win, we tend to keep on winning, and we tend to win very fucking big. When we're up 10, 15%, we tend to just keep on fucking winning. The gains just tend to keep on increasing. So the way we win more, the way we increase our winnings in a safe ways, is we add to the winners. So we add to the fucking winners into a 8 to 10 cent pump on the overall contracts. Could be, a 15%, 20% overall move on contracts. Add to the winners. And then once we add to the winners and a small move occurs within our favor, you set the profit stops. You are increasing your winnings, and you are protecting your winnings that are being increased. One small move within your favor after you add, and it tends to happen nearly all the time with inside of Team Roar, you're going to protect those extra winnings by setting that profit stop. You set that profit stop, you get stopped out for profit, you do not go green to red on an overall trade, you get stopped out for bigger profits because you added to a winning position, right? So we tend to sway away from adding to losers inside of Team Roar. The main focus is to add to fucking winners, right? Because we don't like to go green to red on an overall trade, and when we win early on into a trade, we tend to have another winning move in our favor, and we tend to win very fucking big percentage-wise. So it makes sense to add early into a winner, and then shortly after you're up a little bit, after you increase your winnings, to set that profit stop. So in terms of the overall trades, with this system, you could see right here, let's buy 552 SPY calls for 45 cents a contract. So we bought these 552 SPY calls for 45 cents a contract. I'm going to walk you through this overall trade, man. We bought these 552 calls right here at 9:34 a.m. at that 50 cent overall range. We ended up getting profit stopped out right here at 86 cents a contract. And these contracts ended up going all the way to 149 cents a contract. So in terms of that overall trade, you can see we're alerting everything it is that we're doing in real time inside of Team Roar. We got a real-time options trade alert system. So I'm going to break this down for you. This is the overall full trade recap on this. So in terms of when we exit a trade as well, you do get access to the screenshot breaking down the full overall trade. But that was the first trade that we ended up making, was the SPY calls. Now, in terms of the second trade was Tesla call options at 51 cents. So inside of Team Roar, we mainly trade SPY and SPX 0-to-8 options. Once contracts, top 10 holdings of SPY like Nvidia or Tesla, we do tend to trade top stocks as well once the contracts become cheaper. So typically after, I would say, like Wednesday, if the contracts are cheaper, you might see us trading a stock every once in a while. So it's not just SPY, it's not just SPX. That's what we mainly trade, and we trade 0-to-8 options. But every once in a while, you're going to see us not trading a 0-to-8 option as long as the contracts are overall cheap, but we're always going with the closest expiration. So in this situation, we ended up doing Tesla. And then in terms of Friday, on Friday, you're going to see us laser focused as well on trading other stocks, top 10 holdings of SPY, because that's when they're going to be 0-to-8s, and that's when they're going to be the very cheapest on the Friday when they're about to expire worthless, right? So let's buy 217.50 Tesla calls for 51 cents a contract. So we bought these Tesla calls, 51 cents a contract. And then in terms of what we ended up doing, you can see we had a very nice move in the favor. The calls were up 20 cents. So when we get a nice move in our favor, we set the profit stops. And then once the trade continues to go up within our favor, we continue to raise the profit stops. So you can see right here, bring your profit stops closer to around 88 cents. And then you keep on raising your profit stops so you continue to protect your wins. Because especially with 0-to-8 options, if the market has a slight move against you, you can lose the vast majority of those wins. So the way you maximize that overall winning trade as you're holding is you continue to move your profit stop up. So not only do we tell you when to set the profit stops, but we tell you where to bring your profit stops up, so you know the levels to continue to protect your overall profits, man. So in terms of that trade, we ended up getting profit stopped out at 123 cents a contract at 9:53 a.m. So in terms of the overall Tesla trade, this is where we ended up getting in towards the exact lows at 9:34 a.m. And then we ended up getting profit stopped out on this red candlestick right here at 9:51 a.m. So with that being said, those contracts ended up going to 250 at the speed of fucking light, man. So those were the two winning trades that we had inside of Team Roar. Like I told you, I made this very clear. Every single morning trading session inside of Team Roar is green, man. These are multiple 100% profit returns every single fucking day inside of Team Roar. And you're also getting access to a game plan that gives you the exact levels to go long and to go short on the SPY. It is nonstop fucking winning over here. It's a 95% win rate over here. So in terms of the next trades, let's break this down. You would think all the winning would stop there, right? You got a 300% return here, 100% return there. You got all these massive percentage gains in the morning. Do you think all the winning would stop there, right? Nope, because when you have a real-time options trade alert system, you know how to trade at market open. You know how to trade during the middle of the day. You know how to trade during power hour trading hour. You trade during all of the market power hour trading sessions. So with that being said, the next trade on the day was 553 SPY calls for 48 cents. These did end up going in the money, and you could have got profit stopped out easily at that 60-cent range. This was the third win on the day. And then in terms of the fourth win on the day, let me break this down for you. If you included mine, this is actually the fifth win on the day. Let's get into this. So let's buy 552 SPY puts for 14 cents a contract. We got these puts at 14 cents. I'm going to walk you through this, man. These are the 552 puts. So I'm going to break this down for you right here. As you can see right here, we ended up getting these 552 put options right here at 9:45 a.m. Right here, at 3:45 p.m. at the exact fucking lows. We bought these puts, these 552 puts. Look at this. As soon as we got in, just a couple minutes later, the puts went all the way to 116. They went up 1,000%. What did I tell you about trading during the power hour? This is the best time to trade. You can risk $12 to make $100. If you can't afford to risk $12 on a trade, then don't fucking trade, man. Look, when you start with a small account, the focus is to learn, the focus is to grow, and the focus is to compound your account with percentage gains. It's not to make a lot of money at first. For those of you who have a larger account, you don't need to compound your account percentage-wise. You can skip that step. You can just focus on the dollar gains and cashing out every single week. For those of you starting with small accounts, this is more of a learning experience, and this is more of you're trying your best to compound your account. And you can compound your account by not only trading, but by also adding small amounts of money to your account as you're winning overall, to consistently compound your account. So you can add small amounts of money to your account as time goes on. It adds up to a lot. And you can also trade very, very light. You gain a lot of experience with this unique trading system that we've created, and you're entering very low risk plays. Like I said, especially for small accounts, they literally got no other options. What do they think they're going to do? If you have a small account, what do you think you're going to do? You're going to trade stocks. You're going to trade penny stocks. You're going to put in the vast majority of your account into one single trade and use a stop loss. You're going to get stopped out all the fucking time. And then you're going to use up all your cash on a cash account. Then you're going to want to trade margin. Then you're going to have 3 out of 5 fucking trades over a 5-day rolling period. It's a fucking nightmare. You trade fucking this. This is fucking 12 cents. You risk $12. Hell, you have a fucking cash account of $1,000, trades fucking $12, man. You can make so many fucking trades. $100 fucking account, a $10 trade. You can make 10 trades a fucking day with a cash account. The fuck, man? This is the wave. 0-to-8 options. You got to be the best to trade this, man. So in terms of that overall fucking exit, right here, we ended up exiting, as you can see right here. And right here, 3:49 p.m., add to puts. Add to puts at 21 cents, increasing the fucking winnings. In at fucking 14 cents, adding at 21 cents. Who the fuck do you know is buying cheap, far out of money options? Typically 3 to 5 point strikes out of the fucking money. That deep far out of the money. With a 95% win rate. Print at the speed of fucking light, man. Every single fucking day. Multiple fucking wins. Multiple 100% profit fucking returns, man. You fucking kidding me? Look at these fucking plays. So we ended up exiting that overall move at 51 cents a contract, man. And then in terms of my overall power hour trades, I had 1 win and I had 1 loss. So in terms of my overall trades, it was on SPX. The first trade on SPX, I got in a little bit too early. I had the right idea. It was a very small loss. I got in 120 a contract. It ended up expiring worthless. But the second trade was fucking phenomenal. I ended up getting back in on a slightly lower strike. The first strike that I did was on a 5 calls. It was too far out of the money, and the timing was a little bit off. Like I said, it's extremely hard to time overall moves during power hour trading session. But when you get this down, I'm telling you, it hits, and you do not need a high win rate to trade during this session, man. Look, if you're getting in at 10 cents and it's going to 100 fucking cents, you don't need a high win rate. It's just icing on the fucking cake, man. But like I said, the first trade I entered is 120 a contract. It went to 0. The second trade was 65 cents a contract. It went to 200. At 3:56 p.m., I ended up buying these 5440 calls at 65 cents a contract. So in terms of these 5540 calls, I got in these at 65 cents a contract. I almost got in towards the exact lows. So I got in at 3:56 p.m. towards the exact lows of this 1 minute candle. They ended up dropping to 10 cents. Those SPX calls that I bought 60 cents dropped to 10 cents a contract. We don't use stop losses. They closed at 200. SPX went nearly 4 points in the fucking money above my fucking strike. These contracts should have been worth more. They should have been worth fucking 300 fucking plus. But still, 10 cents to 200 fucking cents in a fucking minute? This is fucking insane, man. The last loss before that didn't even fucking matter. And then we had the trade on fucking puts before that. 10 cents to a fucking 100%. So look, man, we're 6 for 7 on the day. Non-stop fucking winning. So for those of you who are serious about gaining access to a real-time options train alert system where we are known for buying cheap, low risk, far out of the money, 0-to-8 option contracts, selling them deep in the money for the biggest percentage gains within the market with a 95% win rate doing this, printing at the speed of light with multiple wins every single day. I'm telling you, you trade during this morning trading session, you can literally call it. Your first win on the day, you can walk away, you can shut the monitor down, you can shut the screen down, you can walk away, you can call it if you like, you can risk some of your gains, come back later, come back during the power hour trading session. That tends to be the best time to trade, but the morning trading sessions do not miss. You can start your morning off every single day in the fucking green within the first 30 minutes, making 100%, 200%, 300% return. Then if you like, you can come back later during the power hour trading session. We do also trade during the middle of the day. Like I said, when you have a real-time options train alert system, you trade all fucking day. You trade market open, you trade middle of the day, you trade power fucking hour. It is non-stop fucking printing over here at the speed of fucking light. We're buying cheap, low risk, far out of the money option contracts, selling them deep in the money for the biggest percentage gains within the market. In terms of the real-time options train alert system that we've created, we are setting profit stops We set profit stops to ensure that we have a safety net, to ensure that we're going to secure our profits, to ensure that we are not going to go green to red on an overall trade. So typically when we're up 15, 20%, you set the profit stops on that overall trade. When we start to go up a little bit, we add to winners to increase the winnings, right? And another reason why we add to those winners, is not just to increase the winnings, but like I said, when we tend to win, especially early on into a trade, when we're up like 10, 15%, when we tend to win, it tends to be a perfect time to add because the winning tends to be a massive, bigger winning move within our favor. So we like to align that profit stop while adding to our winners. And then as that win continues to go in our favor, we move the profit stops to protect and to continue to secure those overall winnings from where we added from, right? So we're not just securing our initial position, we're also securing the added average cost to our win, right? To ensure that we're not flipping green to red on that overall trade, on that overall average cost, right? So that's what we're focused on doing. Another unique edge in terms of the system, right? So an edge in our system is the profit stops. And one of the reasons why we're able to be so successful, especially for traders who have small accounts, is we do not use stop losses. So one of the things that we do, the complete opposite of what everyone else does, you're going to see everyone tell you, they all tell you the same thing. Use a stop loss. They all tell you to use a stop loss, and they never tell you to use a profit stop. Why is that? Why not use a profit stop? Well, I'll tell you what most people are doing. They don't know how to fucking trade, and most of them are just sizing in fucking big, scalping for a small fucking win, right? That's what a lot of these people fucking do. They get stopped out at the speed of fucking light. They put so much of their account, so much fucking equity into their fucking trades. Of course they have a tight fucking stop loss on. And why the fuck would they want to, and they can't hold? If you can't hold a trade for a long period of time, what's your option? Size in big, take a small win, and get stopped out. That's your fucking options, right? If I'm taking small wins and I'm sizing in big, I can't afford to fucking risk much. So I'm going to have to cut my loss very fucking quickly. So you can either cut it fucking quickly manually, or you can just set your fucking stop loss on. And my team, it's be fucking killed over here, dude. We know where all their fucking stops are. We're hunting them non-fucking stops over here. So like I said, we do the complete fucking opposite. We hold for massive fucking winners, right? We buy cheap, low-risk, follow money option contracts. We sell deep in the money for the biggest percentage gains. We hold for massive fucking winners. We add to our fucking winners. Shortly after we add to our fucking winners, we set profit stops to continue to secure the profits of our winnings. When we win, we tend to win big. When we have a small winning move in our favor, we tend to have a continued winning move in our favor. So shortly after setting that profit stop, we add to our winners, and then we move the profit stop up to protect the overall profit stop, right? So we're doing the complete opposite of what everyone else is doing. And like I said, this is the lowest risk and lowest barrier to entry, especially for small accounts. I genuinely don't think, I genuinely don't know what chance they think of having within this market, man. Look, I'm speaking to those of you who are trading with real money. I'm not talking about the whole prop firms and anything like that. Think about it. If someone has a small account, what are your options? If you have a small amount of money and what you want to do is trade, you want to day trade, what are you gonna do? You're gonna buy fucking penny stocks? You're gonna put in a lot of your fucking equity on penny stocks? You're gonna be limited to fucking 3 trades over a 5-day rolling period on a margin account. And one way to be a winner in trading is to trade more, to trade, non-fucking stop. That's how you get good at fucking trading, not by limiting yourself with a fucking margin account. And margin accounts with those 3 trades over a fucking 5-day rolling period with that PDT roll, oh, that's another fucking reason to size fucking big and blow up your fucking account. But anyways, man, you need a fucking cash account. The first step is, if you have a small account, you need a fucking cash account. Then when you get a cash account, you're gonna be limited to even less fucking trades unless you trade options. So some people, they'll trade in the money options, but if you trade in the money options, you're just gonna buy and you're gonna sell very fucking quickly for a small fucking win. You're gonna make no fucking gains with your cash account, and it's gonna limit you to trading less. You understand? You're gonna make small fucking gains. You're gonna be trading fucking less with your stop loss. You're not gonna make any fucking gains. So the only option for small accounts to have a chance to genuinely survive in this fucking market is to buy something that is cheap, low risk, that has massive upside potential. These contracts have massive upside potential, not only percentage-wise, but on the cents, man. We're entering trades 10, 20 cents. They're going up to $100, $150, $200. People buying in the money option contracts, they're getting in at fucking 200. They're selling at 220. They set a stop loss at 190. It's like, dude, that ain't gonna make nobody any fucking money unless you're putting in a fuck ton of money into the fucking contracts. But why the fuck would a rich person want to do that when they could just buy cheap, low risk, far out of the money option contracts, sell them deep in the money for the biggest percentage gains within the overall fucking market, man? So look, I'm trying to put you into the game, man. I'm genuinely trying to wake you up and help you understand, especially with small accounts. This is the only chance possible. If you want to experience something new, I'm telling you, Fridays, they tend to be our best trading days within the overall market. You want to experience this real-time options trading alert system, I'm telling you, not only do we have a real-time options trading alert system, but we've got an amazing community inside of Team Roar. Many members have been very helpful for providing very useful information. If you want to experience this with us and print with us in real time, it is the first link down below within the description. You need to understand this is not just real-time trade alerts. This is not just callouts. This is a real-time options trade alert system that is very strategic, that tells you when to set the profit stops, where to move your profit stops, right? On most trades, we literally don't even need to tell you when we exited, because when you set that profit stop as you're raising it, you'll get profit stopped out. You'll know exactly where we fucking exited, man, if you're following the system. So with that being said, man, if you want to be surrounded by what's fucking real, it's the first link down below within the description. We got the highest win rate in the game, buying cheap, low risk, far out of the money option contracts, selling deep in the money for the biggest percentage gains. Like I said, man, for those of you with small accounts, there's genuinely nothing else out there for you if you want success within this market. If you trade with real money, right? I'm speaking to people who trade with real money. I ain't going over prop firms or anything like that. I'm speaking to people who are genuinely trading with real money, who want to gain experience within the market, who want to learn something new, who want a chance of compounding their account as they're learning this new experience within the market, trading alongside with this system and with our community, right? So I'm telling you, this is it, man. If you should be focused on mastering 0-to-8 option contracts, going further out of the money, especially with small accounts. And the reason why rich people optimize for this overall trading system is, well, once you master trading, once you can hold trades for a longer period of time, why the fuck wouldn't you go further out of money? Dude, if I'm holding a trade for a long period of time, I'm not going to go in the money. That makes no sense. Why would I put in more money? Why would I pay more for an option contract? Why would I risk more to make less percentage gains? That makes no fucking sense, dude. The money I'm putting into my trade, I want to make sure it's the biggest percentage gain. I want to make sure I reward myself. By holding longer, I get to risk less, and I get to make more money and bigger percentage gains than everyone else. So like I said, all the rich people, they choose to optimize for cheap, low-risk contracts because they prefer to risk less and make bigger percentage gains. So like I said, this ain't just for small accounts. This is for the rich people do, man. That's what they prefer to do. Like I said, if you're holding your trades for longer periods of times, why the fuck wouldn't you buy far the money option contracts? But like I said, if you don't know what the fuck you're doing and you just get in now, you buy the end of money option contracts and you put a fuck ton of your money in and you just set your stop losses, then yeah, that's what people fucking do, right? But over here, this is the best trading alert system you're ever going to fucking see. So for those of you who are serious of gaining access to our real-time secure private organization, it's going to be the first link down below within the description. You could start printing with us at the speed of fucking light. I can assure you, it is nonstop fucking winning over here. Every single morning session has been green, non-fucking stop, printing at the speed of fucking light. This is the best time to be joining. The market is on absolute fucking fire, and I'm telling you, we are setting up for a massive move on the overall market tomorrow. And Fridays are known for being our best day, so I'm telling you, man, we had a member, they recently just joined. They said they made over $8,000 on the overall day. Another member just made $500. I'm telling you, it is non-stop fucking printing over here at the speed of fucking light. We truly, genuinely have an amazing community that took a very long time to build up. So for those of you who are interested in gaining access to our secure private organization, it is going to be the first link down below within the description. I will see you guys tomorrow.